Is there going to be bite with all of this bark? Now, we talked about some of this yesterday on the program. I'm uneasy about, and part of this is because Tony Ressler has not come out and told me what we're going to do, what the direction is going to be. I don't want to hear from Landry Fields. I don't want to hear from Kyle Korver. I don't want to hear from Quin Snyder. I want to hear from Tony Ressler, the guy who is in charge of the decision making for this entire organization. What I'm fearful of is that the Hawks have been linked to everybody so far this offseason. They were linked to Kristaps Porzingis. That trade didn't happen. And I'm not mad at all that. I'm just saying they've been linked to Jaylen Brown. They've been linked to Pascal Siakam. They've been linked to whether it's mid-tier guys or high-caliber guys. You know, the Siakams and the Jaylen Browns of the world. Everything in between. At the end of the day, though, is there going to be bite to all of this bark? A lot of barking and chirping going on. The Hawks are going to be active. I'm reading reports. They're going to be active at the tonight with the NBA draft. They may trade their pick away. They may go out and get a play. They may do all kinds of things. We heard last year that I was told last year by multiple people and Twitter folks that John Collins was getting traded on draft night last year. It was guaranteed. I heard it from multiple. I was at the draft last year, heard it from multiple people, reading all the reports, things like that. John Collins is getting traded on draft night. Oh, he didn't? Oh, okay. That did he play the whole year? Was he traded okay. He was here for the whole year. Oh, in the playoffs and everything. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that there are going to be guys, maybe some guys that move, but again, here's what my fear is in all of this, okay? Is that they're going to stay in the luxury tax as of now. Okay, they're going to stay. They're $9 to $13 million over, whatever number you want to look at, into the luxury tax. They're in that marketplace, and they're going to pretty much run it back with the guys that they have. Let Quin Snyder coach these guys up, see if it gets better, see if the ship can turn around, the Titanic can turn around and avoid hitting the iceberg and get back into a positive direction. That they're going to do it that way. And then if the trade deadline, we come up to the trade deadline and this team is floundering around, then it's going to start being, okay, abandon ship. It will be Murray and guys that are going to start being traded, and they'll get themselves below the luxury tax. That's my fear. That's my fear versus the way we're going to operate, where we're backpedaling the whole time. And we're again, it's like the Falcons pass rush. We're counting on a lot of what ifs, hopefuls, maybes, different things like that. And this is why I want to hear from Tony Ressler. Not anybody else in this organization. He's the one guy. If he goes out and says, hey, we're in the luxury tax this year. Okay. All right, here we go. Now let's go. Not, collaborative and communicative and all this kind of stuff. Tony Ressler can say, we're going the luxury tax this year, brother. We're damn the torpedoes. We're straight ahead with all of this. We know we got to be in it. We know we're over in the luxury tax now. We got to be a good team. We got to be a team that competes for titles and all this that. We're going to be in the luxury tax. Okay. All right. Well, we heard it from the owner. I just want to hear that. And I keep harping on this because, again, I don't know what this team is going to do. I don't know where they're going with all of this. Yes, it's early. I understand. But again, there's guys making moves everywhere. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Teams are making moves everywhere, right? We're seeing Bradley Beal and Porzingis and Chris Paul and all. Okay. Well, we got a roster that needs fixing. We have a team that is fundamentally flawed and has a missing chromosome in their DNA that we got to get fixed. And again, I don't think coaching is the only thing that fixes this. You can't tell me that 10 and 11 gave you all of that inspiration and they were manhandled in the Celtics series. That, again, yeah, okay, they won a couple of games. But there was never going to be a series win against the Celtics when you watch that series and the first couple of ways the games played out. We got to get this thing turned around. We're going to start to lose people. And I love Quin Snyder, and I think he's a really good coach. But again, it's more than just coaching. This roster is somehow fundamentally flawed. There's something about the DNA of this team that is just not there. And again, I don't know if whatever the solution is, just find it. There's a reason why Landry Fields gets paid millions of dollars. There's a reason why Quin Snyder is paid championship caliber money. Am I paid championship caliber money? Am I paid $8-9 million a year to do? No. That's why they get paid, to fix this stuff. And if you don't, then guess what? You become unemployed. Look how many good coaches are on the marketplace who have won titles. Let's see, Mike Budenholzer's available. Nick Nurse is now on another team. Doc Rivers is out. Those are all guys that won championships. We have to figure this thing out. And what concerns me is that there's going to be a lot of bark and a lot of chatter, but there's not going to be the bite that goes along with it. It's not going to be moving pieces around. It's going to be basically the idea of shuffling the chairs around on the deck of the Titanic and putting a new seating arrangement up, and ultimately the same result happens. And more than just Trae Young buying in, all these narratives that are created, you can't go multiple years the way that this organization has done and think that everything's on track. And if we just bring in a new coach, it's all going to happen. Well, why didn't we get that boost? Why didn't we have that boost when we brought in a new coach? We had it with Nate McMillan when they brought him in. Why didn't we get that boost? Well, we love Nate. What? The message was stale. Okay. Well, you were 10-11 with the new guy's message. You had a chance to fix some things and be inspired and turn things around. And you still sat in the 8th spot and just floundered around, and that season was quickly ended. Let's get this thing fixed. And my concern is we're going to run it back as is, stay in the luxury tax until the trade deadline, and then we'll see what happens. That's not a very inspiring way to go about this. That doesn't give me a lot of hope and inspiration as to what this is going to be. I want moves. Let's go. We've got a roster with some players on it that we can build around and do some good things with. Maybe this will happen quickly. I've talked to some people that say they're going to kind of take their time and all this kind of stuff. Take their time? For what? What's the point of taking your time? Teams are making moves everywhere. Making moves, make moves, money moves. Got to move. I want to take our time. Got to get this thing fixed. Get it on track. Can't flounder around anymore. We'll see what happens. But again, hopefully that there is plenty of bite to go along with the bark for this Hawks franchise.